Hi, everyone. It's Don, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, unfortunately, things just got even worse in Skagway, Alaska, and we also have Royal Caribbean celebrating the start of a cruise ship after more than 2 years in a place that is still rocked a lot by restrictions. We have Dominican Republics making a huge celebration. Lots of news. We also have, unfortunately, a very big tragedy during a rescue at sea. First off, let's talk about Skagway. As you know, they had two rock slides, one major one minor one, which again is altering cruise ships in Alaska going to Skagway. Some are now having to tender, some aren't going at all anymore. Well, they just had a third rock slide, two rock slides within 3 days of each other now. This has caused the city to say, yep, enough is enough. We're not taking any more chances. And they've closed that dock down now completely, which is now forcing cruise lines to make alternate arrangements and make more travel destination changes. Again, some are going to tender, but now more than 30 cruise ships have already canceled stops for the remainder of the season in Skagway, which will hurt the Skagway economy. Predictions are about 30% of this season's income is being affected because of the rock slides going on and the closing of the dock. They have issued in Skagway an emergency now, state of emergency, which should free up money from the federal government and the state government to help resolve this issue and help get that repaired as soon as possible and fixed. They say it has to be changed by next season. They have no choice in the matter about changing it. It's the survival of the town if they don't get that fixed and resolved by next season, because they've already gone a year plus a half a year with hardly any money or no money coming into the city at all. And now this season was supposed to be their big comeback season, and now they have this. It's sending ripples down the entire coast of Alaska's economy. So hopefully they do get that all resolved and not too many ships miss the port. Even if you have to tender, it's very calm waters, and they should be able to go zoom in and out really quickly. So it shouldn't take too long to get in and out of Skagway, Alaska. But yeah, not great news for the people trying to earn a living in Skagway. With a little bit brighter news, I mentioned the other day we have the Dominican Republic is building two new cruise ports because they're all in on tourism. They're not one of these countries that are saying, "Hey, we got to ease up on our tourism. We got to do this. We got to do that." They want more. In fact, July was their biggest tourism month in their history in the Dominican Republic. Great news for the recovery of that area. Also, they say that they are on pace for having 7 million visitors this year in 2022 and looking for even more next year. And when you have an economy that's based around tourism, more people, more money, more better off you are. So yeah, that's great news out there. I'm glad they're all in, and it gives more stops for cruise ships to do in the Caribbean. Nothing but good from there. More good news is the Spectrum of the Seas has just finished up its first sailing out in Asia. It's out of Singapore right now. It went to Kuala Lumpur. It's been so long that they've been in these areas that the each city they went to put on a celebration that the ship was there, with dignitaries showing up and special activities on board the ship as well. I was on the Spectrum of the Seas. I left Singapore and I took a cruise to Japan. Loved the ship. It was beautiful. The entertainment was really good. It's a Quantum Plus class ship, and yeah, I stayed in one of those solo balconies on that cruise. It was a really good trip. Although we had to outrun a typhoon, that was interesting. Outrunning a typhoon from Singapore, but other than that, we had a really good trip. I was on the sailing with Tony at the time. So good news. At least the spectrum of the sea is back up and running and sailing. And hopefully the restrictions out there in Asia start easing and they get a little bit of the COVID under under control. If you looked at the news lately, Japan just reported in the last week 1.5 million confirmed COVID cases. That's what happens when you have a billion people, I guess, in a small island. There's not a lot of place to social distance in Japan. Well, I do have a very tragic story. I wanted to leave that to the end in case you didn't want to listen to it. But before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. If you want to keep up to date with all things cruising, all the cruise news, all the cruise destinations, what's changing in the protocols, what's not changing, who's changing. It's all over the place. As you may know, Carnival, Royal, Holland America, Princess, Norwegian, all have different protocols. And it's like you need a program just to find out, but I'll keep you informed as best I can here on the channel. Again, it doesn't cost a single thing. It just notifies you, hey, there's another video. Would you like to watch it? Thank you to everybody who subscribed. It really does help the channel out. And I thank everybody who's about to hit that subscribe button right now. Right? Right? Right now. Okay. All right. All right. Last story. We had in the news, a Carnival Cruise Line had rescued 24 people who were trying to get out of Cuba and into the United States. However, there was also another boat with 15 people on board that wasn't so lucky. Of the 15 people so far, only 8 were rescued. Royal Caribbean was involved in rescuing one of those passengers, and numerous other vessels were in the area to help out. 5 people were missing and still missing to this day, and unfortunately 2 people have passed away. It just goes to show that it's people are not doing this willy-nilly. They're not just doing this for giggles. They're doing this because of the situation they're in their country. They're desperate. Yeah, you got to think of how desperate a person has to be to risk their lives in a small rowboat heading through the ocean. It's devastating. Right now in Cuba, a lot of the issues that they're having, food shortages, they're having economic issues, they're just all kinds of things going on where some people just don't have food to put on the table. And they're looking at anything they can do to get out of that situation. And again, it's not always a happy ending, trying to get across to better living, shall we say. I don't know what your political stance is. I don't really care what political stance is, but it's always a tragedy when somebody loses their life just trying to get themselves into a better situation. So I hope you'll respect that in the comments down below. Well, I hope you appreciate this update. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. We'll see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world, as well as the cruise news. Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.